Kia ora, I'm Boronga and welcome to Life in Lockdown. And you'll be pleased with the guest that I got. I got Shelley from the block.
You're amazing.
I've been practicing that. No, I should have practiced a little harder. How are you?
Can we record that? Can we record that? I love it.
It's recording. It's recording. That's your little sting from now on.
From you.
I have with me the beautiful Shelley Ferguson, who is from the block. Oh, I hope they can hear you kissing. And she's going to have a chat with me today about her life in lockdown. And where are you, Ms. Shelley Ferguson?
Hi, beautiful. I am in Auckland. I'm in leafy Birkenhead. I live here in a 1960s house with my hubby, Stephen, and I got my two little boys in lockdown. So Flinny is 8 and Jet's 7. Oh, actually, it's his birthday next week. Hopefully it's not going to be a lockdown birthday. And my little cheeky Burmese called Lily, little cat.
Oh, lovely. Yeah. Sounds good. And how are things going in your lockdown? Have you got a bit of a routine going on, or?
Yeah, we do. Look, very quickly, pros and cons. Pros, I'm a total homebody. Quite like being at home, nesting, giving us a chance to tick off some DIY. The boys are still little enough to be fun and quite chilled about this. They're quite naive, but they're old enough to look after themselves a bit. So actually they've been great, but the boredom has set in with them this week. So boys just cabin fever. So we've been getting in our gum boots and going out for big walks in the mud and the rain. And
you've launched a new sort of business venture while you have not been slack.
I know. Look, I had this big, it was a bit of a mental battle for me because I'd put lots of time and effort into launching this brand, Rock the House. I love interior design and homes, and it's basically a really positive brand, making it easier for people to shop for their home, easier to renovate, and lots of interior design advice. It sort of follows along with some of the projects that I do. And I'd done a lot of work on the site, everything, all the branding was done, and I was sort of about to push go. And then you've got to be really careful about, your tone and the way you present things in this scenario. So I kind of sat on it for a while, and then I thought, actually, you know what? It's about home. It's about positivity at home. It's about really improving your spaces. So I was like, live, hit go. Beavering away on this. Actually, it's been a really nice focus for me just to have a project and get Steve to look after the boys and do some homeschooling because he's usually off working all the time, and for me to just write and get creative. I think tapping into your creativity in whatever ways at the moment. So yeah, my little baby's live, and look, you just kind of pivot.
And so how can people find that? They can go to
www.rockthehouse.net.nz and Rock the House NZ on Facebook and Instagram.
Wonderful. Yeah. And I did have a wee look, and I'm now following you.
Oh, right.
Yes, but and so you've got some beautiful things there, but the premise is that you're doing this with your friend, and also you're sort of you've used your renovations as like is that right? Like you're using your as like an example of how to do things maybe and give people ideas.
Yeah, that's right. So I think there's heaps of home ideas websites out there, but I'm basically really nerding down on the details. So using all my projects, photographing them, and, nerding out over tapware and the profile of your architraves, and just getting
my goodness, the profile of your architraves.
Well, everyone wants to know that, don't they? What profile are your architraves, babe? So just
do I even have any? No, I don't. I'll ask Troy if I've got any. Okay.
Yeah, Troy will know. And, then it's automatic imagery because I'm photographing and following the work that I'm doing. So I used to be in magazines for a while, and I've just really missed that platform, I guess, of writing and visual storytelling. So it means I can perfectly kind of marry the two, interior design and content. So yeah, I'm enjoying it.
Good on you. Just with the collapse of Bauer Media, which is a massive hit for people in the media industry, do you find, I'm not saying that because of that, but magazines as a whole, like that physical holding of a magazine and flicking through. I mean, that obviously hasn't been, it's sort of phasing out now, and more people are referencing, you know, what you're doing now, what they'll be going to your site and having a look at what you're doing rather than magazines, do you think? I mean, I'm a big fan of magazines. I have so many, you know, but.
So am I, and look, it was just devastating because obviously I was there for, I think, 15 years. So, you know, I spent the morning, to be honest, crying when I found out, because I've got all these amazingly talented friends and so much history and memories there that I just found it quite final and quite devastating. That all of these great people are now out of work. Look, I think that if you've got a really strong brand, the key is diversifying and having, say, 5 different focuses. So yes, magazine could be one, but as long as you know that, you know, this is where magazines are at. It may not be your huge money earner, but it's what you can kind of spin off the brand, right? What else can you do with it? And I think a lot of those brands were doing that quite well. It's a funny time because people now want tactile things, and that smell of paper or a book or a novel is actually at the moment just really beautiful. So yeah, it was a very hard understandable ruling. It's non-essential, I guess. Yeah. But it'll be interesting to see. I think media will really, really evolve in different ways after this. So we're going to see a lot of things popping up, some popping down. But yeah, from times like these, you always almost see a resurgence in a new way of media, I think. Media is human connection. It's talking to people, and it's having meaningful conversations, and looking at images that make you feel something. And so I think during sort of COVID, it's letting go of the perfect, setting up the perfect interview and having a giant crew. You know,
or you're not going to get that perfect interview here. Must just, you know, just disclaimer.
Hey, I gotta say your backdrop is pretty fine though. You've done well.
Oh, look, it's Tatum, and that's like, you know, asking if I can borrow your backdrop. But now you're at home, and are you searching around? I mean, do you reference other sort of design shows or other? I mean, what do you find interesting that you can draw from to maybe think about for your new project? You know, maybe show.
I'm quite interested at the moment in the concept of home. You know, it's some people are going to have to be downsizing. Some are going to be living in apartments. Some are renting. I think the notion of home has to be really fluid right now. And the focus kind of has to be on whatever your space is, how you can make that meaningful to yourself. There's going to be a lot of people at the moment feeling absolutely bloody terrible about their houses and going, you know, this is just doing my head in, staying in here. Everything frustrates me. I can't renovate. I don't have the money. So, you know, while we will be providing lots of reno and interior design advice, also psychologically a lot of, you know, how you can fall in love with your home again because of the other things it offers, you know, community, and shelter and protection and time with people that you love, and time for rituals and taking out some me time and some downtime. So yeah, I'm kind of trying to think of people's moods right now, and also what this financial implications of this are for what home is in the future, you know?
Well, there's help with those kinds of things, and I think that research into what works for the person's family environment and what they can afford is just what, you know, everyone's going to be trying to work out how to do that now.
Yeah, exactly. And I think there might be, obviously there's government help, and hopefully we can, the economy can get back into it. But I think there's maybe people who have overextended quite a bit who might just be considering, their homes right now. Other thing I'm thinking about a lot actually is music. I mean, how incredible is music right now? It just, that was an inspiration for Rock the House actually. It was sort of rock the house in terms of let's make the house better, you know, just rock it. But it was also when everything turns to shit, turn the music up really loud, and play your favorite tunes and just rock the house.
I like some of the selections that you've got down here too, because one of the questions I asked you is if you want a decade that you would maybe have liked to have lived in, and you went, I would have lived in the 70s, baby. And I would have been right there with you, because that's one of my favorite decades.
Really?
Wow. Yeah, totally. And you've got here, I mean, some of the tracks that you've chosen, some of the songs you've chosen,
Yeah,
Like,
read them out. I've got some goodies. I've got a bit
you've got some goodies. You've got Let's Stay Together.
Girl, let's stay together. We have to stay together.
We've got no choice. Oh, no choice. No choice. Yeah. And you've got Heart of Glass.
Yeah.
Blondie,
Yeah.
which I love that song.
Yeah.
That just sneaked into the 70s actually, because that was released in 1979. So that's such a great song. Just go, love it. I'm a big Blondie fan. And you put, like, one of my favorite artists is Prince, and you put I Want to Be Your Lover, which is a wonderful song.
I want to be your
Lover.
It's so cool having the time at the moment to just work on playlists a bit more. I really like, what I do is I just open Shazam every time I'm anywhere, in the car, I shouldn't do that in the car, but wherever, I'll just Shazam a song, and that's how I make my playlists. So that they're really tailored to me. Then I just open them on Spotify and save them into playlists. So but what I'm liking is actually straying away from that and going back into, George Michael and Sade was in our girl chat group the other night.
Oh, yeah, I know. I loved that chat group, honestly. There's some funny stuff that comes in, which we cannot talk about. But other stuff we can. But Sade and George Michael.
Yeah, exactly. So it's really, really nice actually listening to things. Tracy Chapman was another one I listened to the other day. Things you love, and they're part of your, part of you from growing up, but you just don't get the time to listen to those whole playlists. And
I asked also what your karaoke go-to song was, and what was that?
My karaoke song is Islands in the Stream. Kenny and Dolly, and my beautiful friend Jerry Hanson, I'm going to have to send this to him. He is a karaoke fiend, so he would always take me to this place called Every Sing. And we do Kenny and Dolly together, and it just makes me so happy thinking of those times, especially now that, R.I.P. Kenny.
Oh, yeah.
But I usually suck at karaoke, and I choose the big tunes like, Beyonce, and I've learned actually my voice sounds quite good with Islands in the Stream.
Oh, it's a great song, and it's such a sing-along. Everyone would sing along with you.
So good.
They'd be in it.
Yeah.
It's so great. And you've actually been watching a few things on Netflix as well. What have you been watching on
well, it's just been so varied, because at the moment you got to keep everyone in the family happy, right? So kind of having,
until half of them go to bed.
Yeah, that's exactly right. When they go to bed, we're watching Tiger King, and that is just crazy. Someone the other day was laughing because they said they thought it was a documentary and then realized it was real. So loving some of those new shows. We love Ozark, so we've just smashed through the whole next season of that. I'm really into my home show, so there's a cool one called Stay Here, and it's about making over houses to get more Airbnb money out of them, which is quite cool. And what other house ones have I been watching? Amazing Spaces, World's Most Extraordinary Homes. It's just kind of that escapism for me, but also heaps of cheesy comedies.
What cheesy comedies have you been watching?
Steve Carell and Jim Carrey. We basically, the boys decided they loved Jim Carrey, so we've gone through last week all of his movies. So Pet Detective, The Mask.
Oh, wow.
Right. So many classic, pop culture references from those movies.
So funny.
So funny. And Steve Carell, yeah, he's just so good.
Oh yeah, definitely.
What are you watching?
Well, I've been watching. Well, I've only just finished Tiger King because everyone has been talking about it, and I only just finished. And it was at first it's kind of funny, and then it's not so funny, and that's quite distressing. And then you actually think you actually can't believe that people can actually live like that or want to live in that kind of way and are so batshit crazy. Let's be honest.
Cray. That's really
and it's very sad for the animals as well. I didn't realize that there were more tigers in captivity than in the wild, which is incredibly sad.
Look, I had no idea. And we're total nature bunnies here. In fact, one of the other things we watch a lot as a family are all the nature documentaries because they're just
I love
just beautiful. and a nice thing as a family for the kids to learn about. But also at the moment, it's just pure, it just takes you away, you know, series on oceans and jungles and mountains. It's just a really lovely change of mental pace right now.
Some of the things, one of the questions I asked you also was, in your home, what kind of things bring you joy in your home, and you know, what do you have around that you've surrounded yourself with that, you know, brings you peace or brings you
I find it quite
joy?
interesting at the moment, changing things up, because normally you go about your everyday life, you're busy, you just leave everything where it is. But at the moment, I think we need space to be together at home, but space to be apart at home. Everyone gets on top of each other and has a bit of cabin fever. So I think moving furniture around, splitting up modular furniture, you know, taking an occasional chair and putting it in your bedroom in a sunny corner to create a bit of a reading nook. So really thinking about how design and placement of furniture can actually influence human behaviour. I've been playing around with stuff and just pulling out things that I never normally do. My Nana's crystal pulled out the other night. It's beautiful and glasses. She's in a rest home. She's 93, so it's nice to just pull out things that remind you of people that you love as well. Things I've collected on travels, you know, and that are just either shoved away or I've got a really beautiful, huge exotic bird painting that I bought from a master painter in Bali. And that's in my living room, and just looking at that and kind of reminding yourself of your travels and where you've been. You'll maybe be able to go one day again. Looking in the back of your cupboards and what special things have you got that you can
crikey, I'd be too scared to do that.
It's not going to be good stuff in the back of the cupboards.
Oh no.
You find a lot clearing out, don't you? The other day I was looking through photo albums and it's just hilarious. Just old stuff.
I get sent odd kind of thing from friends. Remember this? And I go,
I'd forgotten it, but you reminded me. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, may I also ask, now just saying, you know, when we do potentially get out of this lockdown situation, and say, you know, the group chat girls are all at a club of our choosing. What would be that? And you're in charge. You're in charge of getting us on the dance floor, Shelley Ferguson. What would that song be?
First out, I'm a bit worried about how that night will end up. We're going to be some sore heads the next day.
It'll be ending up into the following day.
Yeah. But look, I'm going gangster because that's what I love. I'm going to go Missy Elliott, Work It.
Oh, yeah.
It's my song. Because I know everyone will drop it and it'll be fun to watch. It's got an amazing bass line, a great beat. It makes me very happy. Love Missy.
Yeah, I love her.
What would yours be?
To get people on the dance floor? Crikey. That's so difficult.
It is, hey.
It would depend on what time we got there, how many other people were there, what we were drinking at the time, what we are drinking at the time, and whether or not the DJ is going to pay any attention to me asking, I'm like, when's my song?
Yeah.
Where's my song?
The DJ will be like, just get out of space.
Shelley, thank you so much for doing this with me today, and I'm really looking forward to putting your stay list up on Spotify so we can all enjoy it. And the best of luck with Rock the House.
Thank you.
And,
thanks for having me.
And I'll chat to you later on the chat group.
Yeah.
I don't know why I did that. What the hell is this? I don't even know. What is that? I don't know.
It's a bow phone.
Yeah. Hello? No. Thanks, honey.
Stay safe. See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Talk soon.